Pranams to Pujya Guruji. Pranams to our viewers. I am N. Radha Kumari, one of the directors of Sivananda Supada Foundation. We are going to present a series of short talks on the life and mission of Sadguru Sri Sivananda Murti Garu, who was one of the greatest spiritual leaders who lived among us in the recent times. There is a growing interest to know more about him among the spiritual seekers in India and abroad. These talks are designed to fulfill their desire. The talks are going to be given by Professor R. Raghavendran, who is one among the closest associates of Pujya Guruji. He had the good fortune of living with Pujya Guruji for more than 3 decades and closely participated in all his activities. I express my heartfelt thanks to Sri N. Satish, General Manager, The Hindu, Visakhapatnam. He has helped me in organizing these recordings and editing them appropriately. Thanks are due to Sri N. Murali, who is a popular spiritual videographer in Visakhapatnam. He has helped me in recording these talks, edited them with great care. I hope that these talks would enrich your understanding of Pujya Guruji and enable you to obtain the appropriate benefits. Thank you all.
I am N. Satish, General Manager of Hindu newspaper, Visakhapatnam. I had been with Guruji since 1995. We all know about Guruji, no need to say anything about him. There are a lot of instances where Guruji spoke with us either privately or in public. I like to tell about Raghavendran uncle here. Whatever Guruji spoke in private, it goes to the Jiva straight. And we will not be able to understand what Guruji actually meant. After Guruji's session is over, just you have a private 1 minute with Mama, Raghavendran Mama. He will decipher it for you. And he will tell what Guruji said and what it meant to you. I recall one incident. I was asking Guruji about sadhana, how we can meditate on Mount Kailash. Guruji said, you start meditating on Kailash, your consciousness will shift to Kailash, your mind, outer mind also will go to Kailash, and then both will come back. You go on doing it, ultimately, mind also will reach Kailash one day. That's how sadhana is. So when Guruji said, I told him, Guruji, when you said everything is clear, Guruji said, don't tell clear. Raghavendran always uses the word obvious. Whatever is obvious is already there. There's nothing to be cleared. See, he had very high opinion about Raghavendran uncle. That is why Guruji told me about him. From that day onward, Mama has a special place in my heart. Thanks to Mama for helping me in my sadhana. And I am very happy to have rendered my time and energy towards him talking about Guruji. It is such a pleasure for me to have so many sessions with them. I think all will benefit from his enriching experience. I thank Sivananda Supada Foundation and Radha Kumari Garu for making me associated with this program, and I am sure it will be a grand success. Thank you.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. As we are all well aware, Sivananda Supada Foundation has been doing enormous service to the spread of our culture. The monthly magazine Supada has been continuously getting published since 3 decades, and they are also conducting national and international seminars and symposiums on related topics. Sivananda Supada Foundation is going to release a series of video talks on the life and mission of Sadguru Sivananda Murti Garu. I am fortunate to be associated with this project. These short talks, based on the conversations I had with Pujya Guruji over the years, either alone or with some of my colleagues. I hope these talks could improve your understanding about the nature and stature of Sadhguru Sivanandamurti Garu. On this occasion, I express my heartfelt thanks to Radha Kumari, the director of the foundation, and N. Satish, General Manager, Hindu Visakhapatnam, for all the efforts they have taken to get the talks videographed and enormous effort they put in to edit them properly. I also thank Mr. N. Muradi, the expert videographer of Visakhapatnam, for doing an excellent job. He is naturally a spiritually oriented person also. Thank you all.
It seems to me that it is the fundamental duty and responsibility of every human being to know everything about his environment, both outside himself and also within himself. The outside environment would encompass the world he lives and the worlds around him, seen and unseen also. The environment inside is so well crafted by the divinity or the creator, as you may call him, that whatever you have outside you is equally present inside you also and realizable too. Now, we will come to the point of how this creation has come into existence. Was there a creator? And what was the purpose of creating? And being in the creation, what is your role, your responsibility or duty? We will specifically talk about this creation. Please mark that word this. This creation came into existence when the primordial source, which you may call differently like Paratattva, Sadashiva, Atman, Parabrahma, anything you want, got the impact of the memory of the previous creation. Vedantins say that the avidya was reflected in him. How can such a primordial source get avidya is a question. What is avidya after all? What is not true, you think it to be true. For example, you are not the body. You existed before the body came into existence, and you are going to remain even if the body is gone. But still you own the body and think you are the body. Likewise, the Parabrahma or Sadashiva thought all what has happened in the previous creation, he was responsible for it, and all the jivas who could not complete their evolution, who are present in the fine form, subtle form, are his responsibility to receive help, succor, guidance, to evolve themselves and reach him one day. In fact, it was not his responsibility at all. It were the jivas who, according to what has happened, got into the trap of cycle of births and deaths, and the Parabrahma is nowhere responsible for it. But still, due to the word avidya, what we said, he felt he is responsible for it to an extent, and he is also responsible to see all provisions are made to see that they evolve and complete their evolution, at least in the present creation. So, the moment he got this thought, from out of him, an individual came out to execute what he wanted to do. His name is referred to as Paramashiva. If you want to call them all Karya Brahmas or the divine functionaries, the first one is Sadashiva, first Brahma. Paramashiva is the second Brahma. The second Brahma has to undertake the task, and for that task, he had to seek the help of so many or to create his own administrative setup. From out of him came Prakriti, the nature, his own nature, no different from him. And after the Prakriti, who is known to all of us as Parashakti, came out of him, then came Mahavishnu, who is supposed to create so many worlds so that the jivas could get launched at the appropriate locations depending upon where they stopped evolution in their earlier creation and proceed from then onwards. Then came out of him was Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, what we call. He is supposed to create the suitable environment depending upon the karma for the jiva to take a birth. He has no capability to create a jiva. He can only do all assistance to the jiva to see that he is given the opportunity to take a birth, to go through the karma, to evolve himself and reach God one day. The last Brahma, the fifth Brahma, is known as Rudra, and he is supposed to involve the entire creation. Why should he do that is a question. If the creation is not up to the mark and not up to his satisfaction and not going at the same pace as he wanted to get it done, he would like to involve it and then go ahead with the new creation to start it again, to go through the same process once again. He is Rudra, the fifth Brahma. So the five Brahmas are Sadashiva, Paramashiva, Vishnu, Brahma and Rudra. They are known as Pancha Brahmas. They are the divine functionaries to take care of the creation. Now, Brahma has a certain time limit which is known as a kalpa. That time limit, the time is totally unlimited, continuous also. But for convenience it is discretized into units of time, and 1 unit of time is known as a kalpa. Brahma stays and is effective for one kalpa, and Rudra involves the creation, and the next Brahma comes and takes over the job of the earlier Brahma. This creation has to go on till such time the ultimate decision is taken by Rudra that the entire creation is wound up and all the jivas would be kept in suspended animation in Sadashiva. This goes on. Now, there are certain other extra constitutional personalities who are equally important in the creation. We should make a mention of them also now. Along with Paramashiva, from Sadashiva, directly from the primordial source, a great personality came out. He was a Mahayogi. He had no role to play in the creation at all. But he had every capability to do anything in the creation. Mahayogi is one who can create a jiva also. He can create a jiva, give samskaras to it to the extent, to the level to which he wanted to, and make him go ahead. That Mahayogi came out of Sadashiva, and he was supposed to help the creation at the appropriate time and in an appropriate manner. Otherwise, he has no role in the day-to-day administration of the creation. Now, the creation has started. The jivas who are present in the Sadashiva have to come out and take births. At the time, they need some guidance. They can't be left to themselves. The guidance has to be provided. So, Brahma thought that he would send down certain jivas who are already evolved from the previous creation and let them guide these jivas so that the evolution could be faster. They are known as rishis. They came down. But Brahma did not give them any brief as what to do and how to guide. He gave no instruction to them. He just sent them down into the creation. Why? He was aware that there is already a Mahayogi present who is directly from the Sadashiva, who is capable of giving the guidance to those Maharishis. So, the role of Mahayogi started then. He gave guidance to those Maharishis who came down from Brahma. When they came down from Brahma, they did not know anything of who they are, what they are, and what they have to do also in the creation. So, for the first question is, this Mahayogi put some questions into their mind. The questions are, who am I? What is my role in this creation? Is there a creator? Who is that creator? What is the purpose of creation? All these questions he put into their mind and allowed them to wait for the answer. That is tapas. Tapas is something, you put a question to yourself and wait for the answer indefinitely with the faith that you will get the answer from within. Because there is God from within who will give you the answer appropriately at the appropriate time. That is tapas. So they were all in tapas, they say. They waited and waited, and they got answers from all those questions. The questions were induced into them or put into their head by this Mahayogi. They got the answer. There is a creator. The purpose of creation is to make the jivas get evolved in a faster manner, and they have to be given certain routine, certain lifestyle, certain way of living, a way of leaving the body. All this, the guidance, they got into their head what to give. That knowledge is the Vedas. How they got, while in the tapas, they heard all this knowledge and they revealed it in their own language. So, there is already probably a transmission loss from what they heard and what they delivered. What percentage, we don't know. But you should understand, the entire knowledge is not transmitted to the creation. Right? Moreover, all knowledge that they got over the yugas, they are not available today. Today, only maybe 10% of the entire knowledge is available. 90% of the knowledge has just disappeared somewhere. The reason for which we don't know. Maybe they are maybe not relevant today. I don't know, it's a creator's decision. I don't know what is the reason. I have not been told. And only a fraction of it is available. But is there any source where the entire knowledge should be made available to you? Is available with anyone else? Yes. This Mahayogi has been there from the beginning of the creation. He has seen everything. He has himself guided these Maharishis. So, he is the source of the total knowledge. And if he is today available, you could ask him anything, not only pertaining to this kalpa, pertaining to any other kalpa, or not only the available knowledge now, any other knowledge that's not available, relevant to you, required by you, he is there to give you. Such is the role of that great Mahayogi. So, then what happened? The jivas took to various locations like earth, like higher lokas, depending upon the places where they occupied in the previous creation. In the previous creation, a man, probably a sinner, would have to wait till the Kali Yuga comes and would be born in some country where there is poverty, hunger, where all difficulties are there. If he has a little merit, maybe he is born in a country where it is civilized and then there is means to live and all that. Or if he is having much more merit, he would be living in higher lokas. So depending upon where they stopped, appropriate locations in the present creation, those jivas are placed. From then onwards, they should proceed further step by step. So the tradition always gives you a step-by-step ascent towards the goal, who is Brahman. Brahman is the ultimate. They merge into the Brahman. When Brahman merges into Sadashiva at the end of Kalpa, they also go along with him and then merge into Sadashiva. That is the end of their journey. So till that time, the journey goes on. So once when the journey starts, it is not that they can reach the topmost position at one step. They have to go step by step. That is a tradition. This is what is generally known as Karma Marga. They are given certain rituals to start with, and the rituals are also associated with dhyana in it. So both of them are combined will make them to go higher and higher lokas. This was going on. Apart from Paramasiva and Mahayogi, there were other personalities also who directly came from Sadashiva and who were made available to the creation to take care of whatever eventuality that the creation may face to save itself. One is Mahaganapati. He is not the one whom you see as Vigneshwara with the face of an elephant. He is Mahaganapati. Mahaganapati is told even in the Upanishads that he is the primordial source. He is the creator, he is everything. So he is there. Only his Amsa has come in this Kalpa as Vigneshwara or Ganapati or whomever, Gananana. He is another one. Another one is Subramanya. Subramanya is also a divine force directly from Sadashiva Tattva, almost on par in status with Paramashiva. Paramashiva contained Prakriti and they got separated. But suppose a moment before separation, the entire Purusha Tattva or Shiva Tattva and entire Prakriti, Shakti Tattva, suppose they are together, that combination is Subramanya. He is the one who has the total Shiva Tattva in him, and he is the one who has total Parashakti in him together before they got separated into Paramashiva and Parashakti. So that stage earlier to Paramashiva is Subramanya. So what cannot be done even by Paramashiva, Subramanya could do. That is in Tarakasura Vada it is said. We will come to, when we talk about Subramanya, we will just mention about that episode or whatever. He is another extra constitutional authority that you have.